Hello, conscious creators. How's everybody doing? It's me, it's Jean, one of you, a conscious creator, conscious co-creator. That's what I am tonight. I'm co-creating with you and you and you and you and the universe. Gotta wait a few minutes for folk to come on up in here, as they say. It's Conscious Creators Toolbox workshop sessions for Thursday, May the 21st, 2020. Welcome to the Thursday night Conscious Creators Toolbox. Come on in the house, as they say. Good to see everybody tonight. Hope everybody's managing. I understand that a few of the governmental offices I know in my county, in Cobb County, out in Marietta, Georgia. Hi, Chad. How you doing up there? Is it cold up there in Boston and Massachusetts and Bar Harbor? I'm thinking that it's probably still a little cool up there. Anyway, good to see you. Good to see you. Waiting for some folk to get in here. It's Thursday night, Conscious Creators Toolbox. We're gonna continue talking about tolerance this week. Gonna talk about it this week. Kind of do something a little bit different tonight. I'm gonna quiz you. We're gonna give you about 20 questions. Did some research and found some questions that I thought were pretty good, that were kind of a nice variety. Kind of ask you some questions, and you can test yourself to see just how tolerant you are. So we're going to do that tonight. But we've got one more session after this one. We're going to probably do a recap next week of what we've talked about the previous weeks and kind of sum it all up. Still want to convince you that tolerance is a power, an ability that you can fine tune, you can sharpen, so that you can, create a little peace in your network, in your environment. I think that if each of us adopt an attitude of tolerance and work on our abilities and our powers to be more tolerant, the more tolerant we get to be, the more peaceful our environment we'll create that peaceful environment. And if everybody do that, we will actually affect a change in our world. And that's what we want to do. We want to always make our world better. So I'm going to encourage you to hang out with me tonight and come back next Thursday for the recap of just a look at tolerance and kind of looking at it up close and bringing it home to ourselves and evaluating and just kind of testing and reviewing our own personal level or degree of tolerance. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to finish it up next week, but we're going to have quiz it tonight. So just going to kind of wait a little bit. I have a few announcements to make. I know I was saying that out here in Cobb County, Marietta, Georgia, the government offices started opening the first part of the week. So I think that once the government offices kind of get all the facilities up and going, probably other business and companies will probably start calling some of their employees back to work. I know I've got several friends that have been furloughed because of the COVID quarantine lockdown, and I know that they're anxious to get back to, back to work, back to the office or telework if that's the case. But they're want to get back to full-time employment. Some of them were totally furloughed, some of them were partially furloughed. But whatever the case, it affected their income and their livelihood, and they want to get back to normal. So I am listening out for, some really good reports in regards to people returning to their almost normal lives. Like I said, I don't think we're going to have a new normal. I don't think it's going to be normal like we've known before, but it will be, you get back to some semblance of a little bit more control of your own schedule and your own situation. So we're looking for that. I'm not sure how it is around the country, but I would imagine that it's probably about the same. I know that I was reading an article earlier this morning, and it seems like each state has a different attitude about going back to the government agencies, and have a different attitude about how they're going to transition back to normal or their new normal. So we'll see what's happening. We'll see what's going on. Anyway, the only announcement I have is This particular session will be uploaded to YouTube by Saturday morning. I know we've been having a little trouble getting it done by Friday evening, so that I'm going to get with the team and see if we can get it, make sure that it's up there on Saturday morning. So it should be when you get up on Saturday, you can look at, kind of go check it out. And when we do upload it to the YouTube channel, we always put the link on our group page, so you can look for that. You can look for that too. Let's see, what was I going to say? Next month, June, this is May, June, we are going to do something a little bit different. I've extended an invitation to some of the light workers. I call them light workers, and that's what they are, psychics and light workers, teachers, spiritual guides, yoga masters, Reiki masters. I'm inviting them to be my guests. I'm going to have at least one guest next month, every Thursday night, to kind of talk about their particular practices, what it is, yoga. I know in yoga there's many different forms of yoga, but we're going to have a yoga master here, and she's going to talk about, or he will talk about and share about yoga and how it benefits you as a conscious, as an individual, as a person, how it can benefit you. So we're going to have a spiritual guide 1 week. We're going to have Reiki master, light workers of some sort going to be here with us a week. Hypnotherapist, we're going to invite a hypnotherapist, and she's hopefully will kind of shed a little light on the differences between your conscious mind, your analytical mind, and your subconscious mind, that computer storage-based subconscious. Going to talk a little bit about the differences, and she can probably talk a little bit more about how I talk about limiting beliefs and how those are stationed or grounded in the subconscious. And I tell you that it's possible to change those, to reprogram your subconscious. And she can talk a little bit more about how that really happens, because that's something that they study. Hypnotherapists actually practice, tapping into the subconscious and having stirring it around. I remember the first time I was hypnotized a few years back, and it was. You kind of think, you can't, you're not going to take me out. Well, she did. Of course she did. She did her job, and that's what she was supposed to do. But the after effects was interesting, because it affected me like days after. I think I had an anxiety attack maybe 3 or 4 days after that first initial. And she did tell me that, I may experience something, got some odds and ends. So I was kind of prepared for that, but that was pretty weird. But anyway, the hypnotherapist that will be here, she'll be able to share about how what's happening in our subconscious mind, and how the subconscious actually communicate, subconscious and conscious actually communicate with them back and forth. Talk a little bit about. So we're going to talk about that. So tune in next month for those guests that's going to stop by to see us. Again. It's going to be a Reiki master. I think I'll be light workers, but Reiki master, spiritual guide, the yoga master, the hypnotherapist, and I'm inquiring about a tarot card reader. Haven't got a response back on them yet, but we'll see. But anyway, they're all metaphysical kind of scientists and practitioners, so they're going to come in and talk to us, share about what they do, and just again, opening our understanding or our knowledge base up, or our awareness up about different practices and different things that affects that could benefit us as individuals and health-wise. I know that all of them. I mean, everybody wants to be healthy. The light workers actually work, help with physical healing. So. Stop in. Make sure you continue to tune in on Thursday night, 7 o'clock for Conscious Creators ToolBox. Hi Liz. There's a light worker. That's one of my favorite light workers. She actually is my mom's Reiki master. Doctor. I call her Doc Elizabeth. I hope the guys are doing well. Good to see everybody. So tonight, let me see, was there anything else I wanted to share? Next week I told you about that. Okay, I think that was it. I did want to share the quote for this week in regards to tolerance, and I thought it was it's a good instruction. It says tolerance is understanding. It is open to new light. Those who are tolerant are always eager to explore viewpoints other than their own. All right. So we're open to the viewpoints and the ideas and the ideals and the beliefs and the thoughts of others, and that's when you open yourself up to that and you listen intently or patiently and intently to the individual and hear them out without interjecting your own personal viewpoint, then you are indeed moving into a higher level, a higher degree of tolerance. And that's what we all want to do. We want to be more tolerant because, as I say, tolerance breeds peace. And peace is something that we all want. We want for our individual network, our individual environment. But if we just affect our individual environment, if each one of us do that, just tweak it a bit, then we've affected the world. We've affected the peace of the world. We've done our 2 cents worth. We threw our 2 cents worth in there. So let me encourage you that even after this, hopefully I'll leave you with some thoughts about tolerance and leave you with some ways that you can look at yourself and just leave it with you thinking and being mindful and aware of the power of tolerance and your ability and your skills in actually being an active, tolerant individual. Yes. Okay. So tonight we're going to have a test, little quiz. Now, the answers, I'm just going to rattle out the questions and I'm going to give you the multiple choice answers. And I just want you to think about them. And I'm going to kind of go slow. It's about 25 questions. And I'm going to kind of expound on some of them, but probably most of them not. We're just going to run through them. I just want to give them to you. And at the end of, after the broadcast, when I'm uploading everything, I will put the link for the website of this particular quiz on the group page, so you can actually go to the website and take that quiz yourself, and you can get the results yourself. But tonight I want to give you the questions as part of the session tonight for you to think about as we go along on them. So let me find them. Here we are, right here. Okay. Alrighty. Are you tolerant? Are you tolerant or are you intolerant? What kind of person are you? Are you the tolerant or the intolerant? Tolerant people are more accommodating and less judgmental. A lot of people change their personalities based on the people they interact with. That's interesting. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought that when you're with the family, you act this way? When you're with maybe your girlfriends, you act another way, or your pals, or you're out on the basketball. Of course, we're going to act a little bit different when we're out on the basketball court, so we won't talk about that to the guys. But anyway, do we change our personality? And people do that. We just subconsciously sometimes do that. A lot of people change their personalities based on the people they interact with, whereas others are constant at all times. You want to develop. You want to be comfortable enough and be tolerant enough and be assured enough to be as authentic as you can be. And if you are behaving or acting authentically, you are constant. You are consistent because your authenticity does not fluctuate. It doesn't change. Your truth is your truth, and you act and you behave out of that truth at all times. When you're acting authentically, that is. But sometimes we do have a tendency of adjusting our personalities according to who we are associating with or communicating with or connected with at the time. And I would say that be mindful of that. Be aware that you're doing that. And flip the script on that. Because you want to be who you are all the time. Because you are who you are. You have to try to be somebody else, or you have to make an effort to be somebody else. But when you're being yourself, you can be just naturally and calmly you. Sometimes there are things that we want to make better, or we want to change or modify or improve about ourselves. That's good. That's okay. But the underlying truth of who you are is who you are. And hopefully, you will act out that way. So be mindful of that. That's kind of some things you can think about, because it helps to be consistent with when you're trying to be tolerant. Because you want people to approach you, and I am Jean, whether it's my mom approaching me or my kids approaching me, or I'm a mom, but I'm still the same authentic underlying Jean, living the Jean truth, or living the Jean personality. So, I don't always do that. Sometimes I kind of clam up too, and kind of freeze a little bit, and am I being politically correct or whatever? So sometimes we do get in that game, but it's more comfortable to be you. Everybody else got their thing to do. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a quiz to see if we are tolerant. And as we think about the questions, again, you know the answers. I'm not asking you to comment on, send me the answers by comment or text or anything. I just want you to answer these questions yourself individually as you go along. If you want to get some paper and pencil, that's fine. If not, just hear me out. Okay? The first question I'm going to give you is, and it's a nice mixture of questions, and I was careful not to get anything that was embarrassing or that would put anybody like, ooh. So they're thought provoking, but they won't shock you. Okay. Number one, what is your stance on same-sex marriage? We know it's a thing. We know that's a reality and today. So what is your stance on same-sex marriage? Multiple choice. A would be marriage should be between a man and a woman only. Same-sex marriage is wrong. B, every person has the right to choose who they desire to marry, want to marry. That's the first question, all right? Okay. Number two, Christian prayer should be said in public school, all right? When they go back, when we have public school again. But A, true, B, false. So again, these are your answers for your eyes only, for your mind only. What do you think about public prayer? Public school, Christian prayer in public school. And it was very specific. The question was very specific. It said Christian prayer. Now we know that there's tons of different religions. Christianity happens to be one, and it happens to be one of the newer ones, by the way. I want to point out. But anyway. But it just asked that one question. It pointed out that one religion. So that was interesting to me. Number three, you are having lunch in the park, and a person approaches you and asks to give you literature on a religion you have never heard of. What would you do? A, would you refuse to take the literature? Or B, take the literature? Okay. All right. What would you do? You're in the park. You're having a little picnic thing in the park, and somebody comes along with some tracts or whatever, and you never heard of this religion before. So, would you take it just to be curious, or would you just say I pass, or whatever? Number four. A close friend told you that they have a boyfriend and a girlfriend. What is your reaction, or what is your reaction to this person? There's three choices in this one. Would you, A, end the friendship? She's a friend now, or he is a friend now. Would you, A, end the friendship? B, remain nice to the person, but you wouldn't want to hang out with them too much more often? Or C, stay friends? All right? person, your friend has come up and told you that, oh, I just want you to know that I have a girlfriend and a boyfriend. So how would you react to that, or how would you respond? Would you, in the relationship, in the friendship, remain nice, but limit your access, or just don't hang out as much as you did? Or would you just remain friends, stay friends? Okay. Number five is you're hosting a barbecue. You're hosting a barbecue cookout at your house one weekend, and a friend asks if they can bring a date, and notified you that the date was a vegan. What would you do in that case? Would you A, tell the friend that they need to bring their own food, or B, ask what kind of food they would like and serve it as well? All right, you only get two choices in that one. Vegan comes to your house for dinner. Are you gonna say, bring your own salad, or are you gonna find out what vegans eat and try to be prepared for that for your guest? Number 6, you drop your child off at preschool, and the teacher that's meeting and greeting the parents to pick up the kids out of to greet the parents at the door, has several tattoos on their arm. How do you feel about this situation? A, nothing. As long as if she's a good teacher, she's okay with me. Or B, I really don't want people with tattoos teaching my children. Yeah. Only two choices in that one too. She's cool by me, as long as she's a good teacher, she's friendly, she takes care of the kids, she's all right with me. Or I don't know, what they say about those tattoo and bikers, you get the point. Okay, number 7. The city council approved a new tax for developing an immigration program. What is your reaction to that? Taxes going up. Oof. 3 choices. A, you pay the tax without any issue. B, you pay the taxes, but let the council know that you're not very happy about them raising your tax bill. Or C, move, because you refuse to pay taxes for immigration programs. Into that. All right. You pay without issue. You pay, but you let them know that you're very unhappy about this particular tax. Or do you move out of the city limits and live someplace else that don't have to worry about immigration reform or immigration programs? Okay. Number 8. A coworker has been absent due to depression. Depression, that's an illness, by the way. And as a result, you must finish their paperwork. You must be an office mate with this person. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that situation? Do you A, finish the paperwork, or B, tell your boss that being sad is not a reason? I'm sorry, I got left. Being sad is not a reason to remain off work, to not come to work. I agree with that. Just being sad. If it's just being sad, I would say that. But I don't know if I would go to the boss and say that that depression was actually just a sadness. But anyway, those were the only 2 choices. Do the paperwork, or complain to your boss. And, fire that sad person, because there's no excuse. Okay, number 9. You are sent on a business trip with a coworker who has opposing political viewpoints. Okay? Your coworker constantly talks about politics. She's constantly talking about politics. At lunch, every break, she's always talking about, politics and, expressing her viewpoint. What do you do? 3 choices. A, do you tell the person that they are wrong and refuse to discuss the topic? You don't want to hear anymore. Just let them know that, let them know your viewpoints, and, I don't want to talk. I don't want to discuss it. Or do you engage in a discussion taking their perspective into consideration? I don't know, maybe. Or C, do you ask them politely to not discuss political topics because you don't want to cause any tension? Okay, you got 3 choices there. You tell them to shut up, kind of, but nice. We're nice about it. You just tell them that, that what you're saying is wrong. I don't agree with you. Hello, how you doing? I don't agree with you. Darn it. And, I don't want, you start a confrontation with her. Or do you engage in a conversation, allowing her, with your tolerant self, allowing her or him to express their opposing political view. And then, if need be, you share yours. But you discuss. Or do you ask the person politely not to discuss political topics because you don't want to cause any friction or tension? Okay, those are 3 choices. Number 10, your job is making your department come in over the weekend to do inventory. However, an employee was excused due to a non-Christian holiday. Must have been another kind of holiday. But what is your reaction? 2 choices. Nothing. You go to work, you do your job without any issues, and you come home and you're paid for the day. Or do you tell your boss that your coworker's religion isn't valid, so that they should have to come to work? Do you let the boss know, or okay, those are your 2 choices, only 2. Number 11, your boss informed the office of a new policy. Ooh, here's another one. Oh boy, I like this one. I like this one too. Of a new policy stating that all employees must learn Spanish. If they do not, if they don't already know Spanish. However, the company will pay for the classes, so you get paid for them. What is your reaction to this new policy? Oh, this is an English-speaking country, right? It's not Mexico, or this is not South America. Oh, anyway, okay. A, you have 3 choices. Take the classes, but think it is unfair. B, be excited because you've always wanted to take another language or to learn a foreign language, and now somebody's paying for it. Or C, put in your notice and quit. This is America, and we speak English in America. Okay, that was the 3rd choice. All right. Number 12. Moving along, number 12. You just found out that your friend believes in a religion. I'm not sure why we got so many religion questions, but that's cool. Believes a religion that most people believe is a cult. Oh, okay, a little bit different. Okay, let me restart again. You just found out that your friend believes a religion that most people believe is a cult, that she's practicing this religion that most people believe is a cult. What would you do? You got 3 choices here. Would you, A, you would like to know more about it, so you will ask your best friend to take you to one of their meetings, or B, keep your opinion to yourself and put distance in the friendship between in the social distancing. By the way, no, it didn't say social. It just says distance in the friendship. Or C, you will tell your friend that she or he shouldn't be in this religion because it's a cult. I heard it was a cult. And, and if they continue to just do that, to remain a part of that organization, that religion, that you slowly back away and you just put some distance between your relationship. Okay? Number 13. You want an all-expense-paid trip to an underdeveloped country. What do? All-expense-paid trip to an underdeveloped country. Have you ever been to an underdeveloped country? It's interesting. I have. It's interesting. But that's okay. So it's all expenses paid then. Okay. A, would you do not want to go to an undeveloped country and you sell the ticket? Or you give it away, or you raffle it off. Okay, you get rid of the ticket. Or do you You like to try new places and cultures, so you're willing to go. So do you sell the ticket? A, you don't want to go to an undeveloped country. I want to go to a resort. I want to, Or do you get excited about going and look forward to the opportunity to learn about another culture, and you go. Okay, number 14. Let's see here. Your coworker invited you to dinner at their house. They served an exotic dish that you had never heard of, and it looked kind of different. It didn't say it smelled different. It just said it looked kind of different. What would you do? Exotic dinner at your coworker's house that you accepted the invitation to go to. Okay, you're there. Okay, would you A, ask if they had anything else to eat besides that? Or B, you usually don't eat food like this, but do not want to hurt their feelings, so you attempt to eat it. Or C, you enjoy trying new things, so you decide to enjoy the experience. All right. Now the first one was, let me go back. The first one was, excuse me, but do you have something besides this? That's the first one. Number B is, well, I usually don't eat weird food, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to taste it, and I'm going to look like I'm tasting it, and I'm going to look hesitant as I'm doing it. Or do I say, this is interesting. I've never had this before. I'm going to just try this. This is going to be a new experience for me. All right? So you got those three choices. Number 15. Your friend from college asked you for a ride to a clinic for an abortion. What is your reaction? Do you take her or do you not take her? Do you take her, A, or B, do you not take her? You see a woman on the street begging for money. What is your reaction? You see a woman on the street begging for money. What is your reaction? A, nothing. B, you give her money. Two choices. Nothing, do nothing. You just see her. Or B, give her money. Number 17. What is your opinion on government assistance? Three choices, three multiple choices. First answer, I think every person deserves a fair chance, and government assistance helps people. B, I do not agree with it, but do not judge anyone based on their use of it. C, government assistance is wrong. All right, those are three choices. Number 18, we're doing for those of you who are just joining us, I see people coming in somewhere, like what's going on, and they're going out. But we're doing a quiz tonight. We're actually looking at, it's kind of quizzing our level of tolerance. Are you tolerant? The name of the quiz is called, Are You Tolerant or Intolerant? And I'm just about to the end of it, but just an opportunity for you to look at it. And what I am going to do is I'm going to post a link where you can actually go online and take the test yourself. And it's a quick, probably 10-minute run through. I've kind of given you an overview of it, so you should do it a lot faster when you go online. Then it will tell you what degree, what level of tolerance you are if you take the test. Okay, I'm on number 18. Number 18, you are a server at a new fusion restaurant in town. A couple comes in for dinner on a busy night, probably Friday night, and they explain that they need to know the ingredients to the dishes due to religious dietary restrictions. How do you handle this situation? You're the server, and you got this client that wants to know the ingredients of the what's on the menu, and what do? And it's busy. The place is packed, and this is going to be your best tip night. So how are you going to react to this? Do you A, understand their situation and work patiently with them, or do you B, refuse to serve them and have someone else wait on them? My section is full. We have no seats in my section. There you go. All right. Do you serve them and try to help them figure out what's everything made out of? Probably have to go to the kitchen and get information from the cook. But do you do that, or do you pretend that you don't have extra tables and extra space in your area, so you ship them off to somebody else? All right. Number 19. You go to a fast food restaurant and cannot understand the employee serving due to their foreign accent. What would you do? 2 choices. Again, work patiently with them while they take your order. Repeating yourself a few times, I'm sure. B, or ask to speak to the manager or another employee. 2 choices. You patiently explain to them what you want and help them understand you, or do you say, I don't have time for this. Give me a manager or give me somebody else that speaks English. All right. You probably wouldn't be that tart, but Anyway, that's your choice. Those are your choices. Number 20. We're almost done. A kid at school sits alone and eats alone. They never seem happy, and they're always wearing dark clothing. What is your reaction, or what is your thoughts and reaction to this person, this child, this kid? Do you A, stay away from that person, or child, or kid? Or B, do you wonder to yourself if they're okay, but you don't bother about asking? You just don't, you just kind of, wonder what's going on over there with her. But you don't ask, you don't go ask. You don't actually inquire. Number C, the third one, introduce yourself and get to know them. Get to know the child. Do you do that? Do you stay away from them? Do you, just kind of stand back and wonder about them? Or do you introduce yourself and try to get to know what the situation might be? Okay, number 21. This is the last one. There was only 21 to this particular quiz. Number 21. Your friends from school told you that they were homosexual. What do you do? Okay, I'm going to read straight. I'm not going to add any inflections to this one. A, stop being their friend. Stop being friends with that person because homosexuality is wrong. Or B, stay friends with them because homosexuality does not bother you. Or C, keep your distance but stay friendly. All right, those are the questions. Now, like I said, I'm going to post the link and the website and the link on the Facebook on the group page when I'm done, and you can go back and take the test. And I would encourage you to do that because it will give you an opportunity to really see how tolerant or intolerant you are. And I would say that you're conscious creators. You're aware. You are aware. You know that there's a variety that Creator and God and universe, Source created a mosaic of personalities and people and cultures and ethnic groups, and just we have this beautiful just collective that is so varied and diverse that it would behoove us that if God and universe and Father think it important that we have that variety, that we as co-creators with Creator, with God, universe, that we should also be excited that we have such a variety. And not only be excited about it, but take advantage of it, because I know me pretty well, but I don't know the person that lives across the pond over there in the other country. I don't know them. I don't know about their culture, but I would like to know about them. I would like to know that, because they are creators. They're co-creators as well as I am. Maybe they have an easier way to manifest, and I might want to find out how they do it, or find out just simple things about just learning something simple about another person, something that you didn't know, is again an opportunity to expand your will improve your environment, to make your environment better, more peaceful. Because the more you understand, the more you know about a person, the less judgmental you have to be. Because you know it. You know. You ain't got to judge it. You know, this is what you know. You accept it or you don't accept it. And I say that. I would say rather than judge, because we shouldn't judge. I don't feel like we should judge. I think upgrade it a little bit. Accept it or not accept it. But don't judge. Because what's good for if that person's happy and it's working fine with them, who am I to judge that, that their happiness, their level of happiness? Maybe the same thing wouldn't make me happy, but that's me, but that makes you happy, that's you. So I be me, and you be you. So take advantage of if you have the opportunity to have in your community a diverse community. Take advantage of it. Don't be threatened by it, and don't be afraid of it, and don't resent it. Be inquisitive about it. Be curious about your neighbors, your community, the members in your community. And I have never met someone that I didn't know before, that I never left them lacking a different point of view or different. We're just learning something I didn't know before. How to pronounce the name of a fruit or something. I don't know. That's something that I didn't know before. So take advantage of the variety and the diversity in your community. Seek it out. Seek opportunities and events and just to expose yourself to someone other than somebody that looks like you, or eat like you, or dress like you, or wear their hair like you. Just be open, be a little open-minded, and I promise you will learn, and it'll make you bigger, it'll make you more aware, it'll expand your understanding, and that's something that nobody could ever take back from you. So you've got that expansion, and you learn more, and you're going to keep expanding it. Just try it, you'll love it. So that is. How much time do we have? It's gonna be a short night tonight, and I wanted to make it about 45 minutes, and I'm right on the nose because it's 7:42. So I'm gonna end it here, pretty much close to now. But I want to remind you that next week is the last week that we'll be talking about tolerance. We're going to recap the 3 weeks previous tonight and the last 2 weeks. We're going to kind of sum it up. I'm going to probably be talking about sharing a lot of quotes with you, because what we've done, if we've talked about tolerance, but I'm going to find some quotes that kind of recap what we've talked about and discussed. Again, look for the link for this quiz. Do take it so you can be aware of your level of tolerance. And again, make an effort to practice talking to someone or receiving someone in a tolerant way. And again, like not only my grandmother said, but several famous people or more famous people than Grandma would say that when you are tolerant, what you're doing is you're teaching the other person how to treat you. So So that's an opportunity to a learning experience, a teachable moment. You are actually teaching another person how you would like to be treated and tolerated and accepted. So practice tolerance. I love you all. I love, love, love. Remember that you are a co-creator with Creator and with the rest of us. And we have we are made out of the same stuff that Creator is made of, God is made of, universe is made of. The same energy that is God is also ours. The powers that are God's, we inherited that. So we are, my grandma called it little godlings. So you are little godlings. So act accordingly. Go out, manifest your life, manifest and create your realities, co-create with your loved ones and your partners and your community, and make this world a better place in which we live. Tolerance is understanding, acceptance, and it is peace. I love you all, and I will see you all next Thursday for Conscious Creators Toolbox. God bless you. Good night.